Hey guys, Jamie here, keeping it koi. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome. Hope to earn your subscription today. So today I got some gloves on, I got some buckets ready, I got some glass ready. We are gonna give this a go at DIY. Been waiting for the people that said they were going to help me for a while. One's just yeah, and the other one, bless his heart, always busy, and yeah, very difficult to try and get a date sorted. So I am going to give it a go myself, otherwise I'll be waiting till 2026. So let me spin you around. We've got resin, and I've got a little bit more in the house if I need it. 6 buckets, some mixers, some rollers, some paint brushes, some hardeners, paddle roller, plenty of fiberglass hopefully, and I'm going to do the bottom drain and the return line first. So I'll get that done, and we'll see how we go. So yeah, I'm going to get that done first, and then see what happens from there. But I've never fiberglassed before in my life. Watched a fair few videos, read a fair bit about it, but who knows. Plenty of acetone as well in case I need it. But yeah, I'm just gonna crack on and give it a go. Well, as you can see guys, I'm now changed and everything went absolutely horrible. It couldn't have gone more wrong if it tried. Yeah, so I'm guessing the title of this video is going to be something along the lines of when fiberglassing goes horribly wrong, because it did. So we have called the professionals. They are coming out in a couple of days to hopefully fix my bee pup. Yeah, let me spin you around and I'll talk you through what went wrong first. So this was the first bucket that I'd mixed up. Ignore the paddle roller sitting in there, and as you can see, it went hard. We had a bit of a, this is the next day by the way, we had a bit of a thunderstorm last night, so that's just all water in there. But yeah, mixed up 2 litres, put in just 2% of the hardener, and according to everything I've read and what I've seen online, 2% of hardener should give you a fair bit of time to work with it. Well, 2% of hardener gave me about 1 minute. Literally just dip the paintbrush in after stirring it, mixing it and everything, dip the paintbrush in, started working on the bottom drain, and after the first bit of fiberglass was down, the bucket was hard. Yeah, so I thought, no, that ain't gonna work. So I rechecked all my temperatures. The pond walls was still only around sort of 15 to 18. It was first thing in the morning, so we were good there. I checked the temperature of the resin. That was only about 19-20 degrees, so that should have been okay. Checked the temperature of the hardener. That was only about 19-20 degrees. They'd been kept in the kitchen, which is one of the coolest rooms of the house, on the tiled floor as well. So, but yeah, that didn't then work. So I thought, right, we will do it at 1%. So I thought, well, I'll do a bit of a bigger bucket. 1% should give me plenty of time. That way, once I finish the bottom drain and the return line, I'll be able to get on and start doing the walls. This is what happened to me next bucket. Well, it did last a bit longer than the other one. Again, it's all just rainwater in there. As you can see by the floor in here, it's a bit damp. We get a lot of rain dripping when the wind's blowing in the right direction through those gaps, and yeah, and that's just rainwater. So yeah, as you can see, I mixed up a 8 litre batch, put in 1% hardener, and I managed to get the bottom drain done and the inlet done. Started on one of the walls and it went hard. So between that and that, that was almost half of my resin, which that bucket is now empty. So yeah, that's what happened with the second bucket. So at that point I stopped what I was doing. I quickly went on the phone, did some googling, and read all the packets of the hardener I've got, read the details of the resin I've got, and looked at it and thought it should be okay with the temperatures, because by that time, hour and a half later, the temperatures had warmed up ever so slightly. The pond walls were now at around 18 degrees. The resin was still at 20. So yeah, from what I'd read, we could get away with 0.5% of hardener. And I thought, well, that gave me a good 15-20 minutes to work with the resin in that bucket at 1%. So I thought, well, 0.5%, even if it only doubles, 40 minutes, I should be able to get a full bucket used. 40 minutes, I mean, that's plenty of time to go around my little tiny pond. That's what you'd think. Apparently not. This is what happened to the second bucket. For some reason, the second bucket just did exactly the same. I don't know whether it was faulty resin, faulty hardener, faulty anything, I don't know, but that only had 0.5% in, and that is now all solid plastic. This one didn't get any rain in because it's the furthest away from the wall. But yeah, that's what's happened to bucket number 3, which was the last of the resin. So what did I get done? Let's go and have a look. So as you can see by the thunderstorm, it's left it a little bit wet in there, but you can see down there I managed to get that bit done, which actually went really well, because obviously that was the first part of the resin. And then as you can see by my window frame, it started going off very quickly, but I did manage to get all the way around to here with my bucket, but that is only one level, one layer should I say. Should have been 2 layers all the way around plus a tissue, but yeah, so yeah, not great. So yeah, got professional fiberglasser coming in on Thursday to hopefully fix my beep up. Yeah, what advice can I give DIY fiberglassing? The application, while the resin is going off and everything, or while the resin is still good, it's absolutely fine. I mean, I'm obviously a handyman by trade, as most of you will know, so to me the application process of it was easy peasy. Got the fiberglass on, got it nice and straight, got it all paddle welded down for the bits that I managed to before it went hard anyway. It was going absolutely fine. But all I would say to those of you that do want to give it a go, get all your materials from a reputable fiberglassing dealer, company, whatever, and I'll explain why. Now I say that because a bit of the materials I got donated from some members from the Peterborough Koi Club. Got a load of hardener donated from them, a few other bits and bats. Got some acetone from them as well. A few bits and bobs, which was really helpful. That saved me a few pennies. The resin, it is suitable for ponds, because I did do my homework and whatnot before going out and getting it. But the resin I managed to find on Facebook Marketplace, 20 kilos of resin, 30 quid. So absolute bargain. The rollers and whatnot, obviously I just got from local hardware stores. Also got donated some flow coat. I haven't got round to that yet, but I'll I've offered it to the professional fiberglasser that's coming round for helping me trying to fix my mess. If it's of any use, he said he'll use it. If not, then he can either take it away or I'll get rid of it, whatever. But yeah, so everything I had was bits and bats from different people. Now maybe that hardener was not suitable for that resin. I don't know. If any of you guys watching, I'm sure one or two people out there know a bit more about fiberglassing than I do. Give me some ideas in the comments what I've done wrong, but at 0.5% of hardening to resin, I would have thought it would have given me a bit more than 15 minutes of use. About 15-20 minutes, that's all it gave me before it went rock solid. So yeah, if you are going to do it yourself, go to the moral of the story is go to a reputable dealer, get the resin and the hardener and everything else you'll need from one person. That way you can ask them the question at the time, how much hardener at what temperatures do I need? Now we all know Matt GRP, he always says that it's not easy and blah 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 blah, and I've never disagreed with it, but I think if the mixtures had worked as they should have done, I would have been absolutely fine. But unfortunately 15 minutes and it went off like that. I know Matt always says, and other people have said, when it starts going off you really don't have long left. Mine literally went from very runny to hard and rock solid within 30 seconds. Literally, I was dipped my paintbrush in and I was going away. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Went to dip it again and I couldn't even get it into the bucket. I was like, well, that shouldn't happen. And that was on all three buckets. So yeah, we royally ballsed up, shall we say. But hopefully the professional fiberglasser that's coming in on Thursday, weather dependent I suppose, is going to be able to fix it for me. So yeah, when fiberglassing goes horribly wrong, you got to laugh about it, ain't you? Not that I can afford, you know, I have spent a fair bit of money I had to buy more fiberglass. I was donated a bit of fiberglass, only about 3-4 meters of it, so I've had to buy 20 meters of fiberglass. That wasn't cheap. Obviously the resin, 30 quid, and all the tools, you know, I've spent nearly 100 quid in total, which is ridiculously cheap. If you went to a fiberglassing shop, I mean, you'd have spent a good sort of 200-300 quid to get the materials even for that little pond. So fiberglassing isn't cheap. So when you do get your quotes for fiberglassing, people, just bear in mind a 20 kilo tub of resin is over 100 quid. You know, it's fiberglassing materials ain't cheap. So yeah, 2 bits of advice: go to one dealer, ask all the questions, how much hardener for temperatures, que sera, and yeah, if you're unsure, call a professional. Absolutely call a professional. And if you are going to give it a go, what I would suggest you do is buy a bit more resin than you need, do a 1 litre test batch in a small bucket or bowl, whatever you've got, with the recommended hardener that the dealer has said. If you've got any spare fiberglass on a bit of board or something, just practice on a very small sheet. Calculate how long it's taken for that resin to go off, and then that'll give you a bit better of an idea what to do. But I'd already started, so I couldn't really stop. I wish I'd done a test. You know, if I'd have done that test with a very small amount of resin, and it went off within the 2 minutes that it did on bucket number 1, then I'd have redone a test with another small amount of resin with 1% hardener, and as I say, that gave me sort of 10-15 minutes. I maybe done another very small test again with 0.5%, and if it was still going off within 10-15 minutes, which it did, then at that point I would have said, right, I'm not doing this. I'm going to either wait for a cooler day, try again, or speak to a fiberglasser and say, oi, can you give me some advice, what am I doing wrong? On a plus note, the fish are looking uber fantastic and quite hungry, so let's go over and give them some food. As you can see now, guys, because the temperatures are starting to go down, the pond temperature is back down to 18 degrees, and because of that the fish are starting to slow down a little bit, and I've got the air turned back down a little bit, which is allowing the food to circulate more. When that air is blowing full whack in the middle there, the food only congregates round in this corner, whereas, as you've seen many a times in my videos, they get quite aggressive fighting over it in this corner, whereas now the air is turned down. Obviously it's spread around a bit, the fish obviously aren't as hungry anyway, but I don't know if you can quite see it right down here. Look, the food is tracking along the side of the pond that way, going over to the shower, which is where they actually prefer to eat, when the food is rolling under the shower. But yeah, just makes for nicer viewing when the air is not up full whack. But obviously when your pond is at 21 degrees, then you kind of need as much oxygen as you can get. Yeah, just fed the ones in the net, so just give the fry some food. Again, still a bit skittish, but they are getting a bit friendlier again now. There are some really cracking fry in there. Can't wait to show you guys what's actually in there. And this little fella at the top here is now the friendliest one in the pond. I don't know if you saw it there, but it's like a really pale light Orchiba, but he has Karashigoi pink eyes. Really unusual fish. And yeah, so this will probably be the last video out before the growing show. Obviously I'm going to be there with lots of bonsais for sale, my bonsai tools as well, so if you've got a bonsai that needs a bit of a trim or a prune and you don't know what to do, come over and see me and I'll give you some advice, or even give it a bit of a trim for you. Should be a really good day. Obviously Danny and Kashi are holding that, so look forward to seeing you all there. If you are there, come over and say hi, even if you don't want a bonsai. Be great to see some of you and chat with you again. I'll also be taking my bowl nets. A lot of you have obviously seen my bowl nets on previous videos. So yeah, these are the bowl nets. They're round in shape, metre in diameter. Because they're round in shape and a metre in diameter, they fit most bowls under 80 centimetres. Whether it's your small round blue bowl, you drape your net over, pull your cord nice and tight, and then you've got protected fishies, and then you've got your standard 60 centimetre measuring bowl, rectangular. And even though this is a round net, again you loosen your cord, drape it over your bowl and pull your cord nice and tight again. Keeps your fish in your bowl while you're busy doing other things. Yeah, so I'll be taking them. They're still only £10 each. Don't make a lot of money on them, but yeah, come over, say hello. Be great to see you all there. So on that note, guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like and let me know what you thought of this video down in the comments section below. And if you've got any advice on where I went wrong, let me know. And if you'd like to support me in the things that I do on this channel, hit the thanks button down below. Or if you want one of the bowl nets, hit me up in the comments and we'll get that sorted for you. And if you'd like to stay up to date with everything that I do on the channel, then hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, and YouTube will let you know when any of my next videos are coming out. So yeah, thanks all for watching, and we will catch you all on the next one.